Ding dong, the Alfa's dead. Let's look for a replacement, shall we? So, which one of these lovely JLR products have I chosen? Well, it's this lovely Mark 1 Skoda Octavia. And it's the VRS. Look at this, Tim. Look at this bloody badge. It's one of them, look. Look at this bloody badge. You can also see the quality of the bonnet, the misty headlights. You know, there are things. So the quick story behind this car, it's owned by, you know, Josh, Hoonshine Josh. Opposite him, there's a lovely person who does engine tuning. He loves these cars. He's got 3 of them, specifically the Mark 1, 2 and 3. Doesn't have a Mark 1 anymore because I bought it off of him. This one had a couple of bits wrong with it. The dipstick was snapped, which is common on these engines. There was just a couple of bits. The AC I wanted to work, which mostly works now, but the temp sensor thinks it's -6, even though it's like 28 or something. So, whatever. But there's little bits to go through, and I'm sure that that theme will persist throughout this. I think the biggest thing, if you look at the interior, you can see all of this sort of stuff. This one actually was knocked off and then someone bought him a replacement, but it's a blue one, so he just sprayed it red, and obviously that's just faded over time. Tim, have a look inside. I may have had a go at the head unit already. I promise it did actually work when I bought it. We'll get round to that. We'll fix everything. I want to get some Android Auto going on for maps and podcasts and stuff. But I will say that this car, when I first got it, was shit-eye. It has been owned by our friend for about 11 years, and for at least 6 or 7 of those, he was daily driving it and using it to transport engines around because he's an engine builder.
Hello everyone, Mike from the future here. I'm just talking about this new car in this video, as you well know. Okay, I just wanted to illustrate, I'm just editing it at the moment, and I just wanted to illustrate the level of scum that was on this car when we first got it, because I criminally underrated, or not underrated, but undermentioned Josh in this video. Josh from Hoonshine completely went through this car. It was because it was used by a couple of mechanics intermittently for 11 years and largely stood for months at a time, there was a layer on it. It smelt like a musty gym bag, some socks that had been thrown in the corner. It had mold on it as well, generally, but also in places quite severely. And where you see the car in this video, Josh has already gone through the first layer of removing those thick bits, shall we say. We're talking vacuum and some disinfecting and things like this of the interior. There is a thing that he uses where he like neutralizes bacteria and stuff. I forget exactly what it's called, but he did all that to sort of kill things inside. And as it stands, or as it sits there in the video, it actually smells and doesn't look too bad. You can see there's some stains in the boot floor, obviously where engines have been hauled around, but I just wanted to emphasize that this car, when we first got it, was actually quite bad. In fact, I bought the car 5 hours later. We had done what I just said, completely disinfected the car, got 3 doors working. We just did a couple more other bits as well, but it was like 60% better than when I bought it after 5 hours. It was really rewarding, actually. And you'll see all that in the next video, I think, probably. And we can see how red my face is in the video afterwards. That's going to be a really good one. That's why I'm trying to jam to get this video out, because there's going to be a couple coming out in the near future, guys, that you're going to want to see. So apologies if they come out in quick succession, but they're all kind of time focused. So enjoy, I guess.
And so the boot, which we'll go to next, is cavernous. Look at all the lovely things in here. Look at that. And the seats go down and everything. It really is, honestly, incredibly practical. Even though the Alfa was technically the estate, this has definitely got more space, I would say. Do you think, Tim?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'd say so. You can see also the 2 little strut braces in the back, because it's the sporty VRS. Oh, yes. And it's still got the factory... Oh, shit. The factory tailpipe there. It's technically got a back box on it, but it doesn't really sound much different. Now then, one of the really cool things is, you can see here, look, the 2-tone spoiler. Now, this was for 1 month only they did this. No, actually, that's not true. When Josh first set up his business where he is, he saw this car, saw his neighbour, and said, hey, look, I'd love to do a 50-50 on that to see what it comes out like. And that's incredible news, because this is obviously shite, but this is obviously amazing. So hopefully, well, we'll get to that, but basically, we're going to get the car back into its normal swang. You remember when I first got the Alfa, took it to Josh's, got him to go over it, polish it and all. This is going to get that same treatment. And actually, as we speak, Tim and I are on our way to get parts for this car, including a new bloody bonnet, because that one's hideous. I also bought the car. Okay, this is a kicker. Okay, I bought the car with the central locking not working. Only the driver's door would unlock on the key. The passenger's door would unlock sometimes. The rear left passenger wouldn't lock, because that one was the same as the front passenger, but they disabled the door to stop it getting stuck locked. Meanwhile, the rear right one can't be opened because it is stuck locked. So that's going to have to be quite destructive to get into that. But I'm sure we'll figure it out. It's got the 17-inch wheels on it. It's a VRS. It's got the 1.8 engine, 1.8 turbo, 20 valve engine, and it's not a BAM, but it's sort of a variant of that. And to give you a little reason, Michael, why the fuck have you gotten rid of your Alfa and bought this VAG product? Well, basically, I had 4 sets of Watsits, okay? Had to be petrol, because I'm just more familiar with them and more comfortable working on them. Had to be a manual, because I like driving manual cars. Had to have air conditioning, because I'm fat and hot. And had to have cruise control, because I want to be able to take it on long journeys without that fatigue of throttling around the place. As soon as I had cruise control in one of my older cars, I was like, this is absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong, I don't like the adaptive stuff and things like this. It's just a bit much, but the simple button to hold your speed is absolutely life-changing, and this has it, and it works. There were some prerequisites to this. As I said, there was a couple of things under the bonnet. Let's have a look under there. You can see the engine is absolutely caked in oil, and that is because there's a breather hose down here somewhere that was failed. That's not connected. I thought it would probably have to be, whatever. Don't worry, it's not oil. Also, that bit of fuel line was cracked, so that got replaced. It's got a new air conditioning compressor, because as I said, that needed to be working. And it is technically working, it's just not working quite as well as it should be currently. Oh, that's right, this is just a breather hose. Don't worry about it, it's fine. But yeah, apart from that's the 1.8T. It's got, you're going to love this. Have you seen the mileage on this yet, Tim?
Yes.
It's 176,000 miles. It's an engine, it's fine, and even though it is high mileage, it actually runs quite well. There's rattles coming from the exhaust, it's got a blow, there's things to keep us busy, that's for sure. What is amazing about this car is that it is obviously just an A4 paper car. It is car, if you ask a 6-year-old to draw a picture of a car, they'll draw this. But it's the VRS, it's something a bit special. The engine is bulletproof, so I hear. Also, what's even better than all of this is that because of the era, and the availability of parts is just smattered everywhere. You'll be tripping over parts of the Mark IV platform, so the Mark IV Golf, the A3, the Seat Leon of that time, and of course the Octavia, Fabia as well, probably in there too. Just so many parts for this car, and also, they're so cheap. They are so cheap. For perspective, it was £20 for each outer tie rod for the Alfa, so £40 for both of them. This one is £28 for both sides, for both inners and outers. Just the little things like that are going to make this a bit more of a treat to own. Apart from that, BAM engines. Let's talk about BAM engines. Just one fun fact. A BAM engine, for those of you who don't know, is basically this engine, but it's forged from the factory, meaning it's got strong conrods, pistons, things like this, and it's been juiced up a bit. It's the last, I don't know if it's the last variant of the engine, but certainly the most powerful one at actually no, I think they did a 240. Anyway, it's got 225 horsepower. This has got 180, so it's got 55 horsepower on top, but you can pick them up. And I've seen one, like an 80,000 mile engine for about 600 quid, with the gearbox and clutch and everything all on it, for, yeah, 600 quid, meaning, well, the clutch alone for the Alfa was about £1,000. So, if anything goes pop, bang, wallop in here, It's getting a little upgrade. Yeah, but apart from that, swap the ECUs out, whatever, I imagine. I don't know, by the way, if that is actually a thing. I haven't looked into it properly. It was just something that I fell across when researching, so don't quote me on that, but it's a nice thought. Tim, what do you think?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
It's got lots of rattles. It's not. I want to tidy it up. All the tyres are different. This is one of the downsides of buying a car from someone in the trade, is that they've got friends and they're like, oh, I've got a couple of these tyres that will fit your car. Oh yeah, I'll whack them on. Yeah, no problems, mate. Bit of lube and then they're on and then it's fine. It's got 4 different tyres. None of them are nice. Actually, I think one's a Falcon, but the rest are all sort of just, you know, quang, quang, quang. It's a car, innit? And I tell you what, we've been driving now for what, 20 minutes, half hour?
Yeah.
And it's just car. You put your foot down, you get a bit of a turbo noise, it's a bit zesty, but it is just a Golf at the end of the day. You push that little cruise control button and you be cruising, my boy. Speaking of which, Tim, let's get cruising.
Let's get going.
So here we are. She goes! She goes! Yeah, indeed. Gorgeous car, lovely and smooth. Definitely more of a driver's car, I would say, than the Alfa, but you certainly miss out on that touch of class and, well, on that particular car, brutal power. This is just beautiful. The interior is so simple, it tells you everything you need to know and nothing more. The gearbox is nice. It is a Golfy Golf, you know? You feel it, it's a Golf. You look at it, it's definitely, you can tell it's a VAG product and all that. But I really like it. It's just enough. I have had VAG products in the past and been sort of a bit annoyed with them. You know, just generally, they don't exude much fun or character. They are just sort of, you know, cars to buy to get from A to B, and, you know, whatever happens, happens. But this one, you can tell there's a bit more character going on. There's a bit of sports going on, and I really like that. So, we're on our way to pick up some parts, and the next episode you will see is us fitting not only those parts, but also other parts too. Don't worry, nothing stupid, we're not going overboard just yet, but certainly things just to make it a bit nicer, not only in here, but out there as well, nicer to drive, and generally just maybe a bit of preventative maintenance as well. So tune in for that. If you like this car or not, let me know down below. What would you have got for a bit of a nice daily driver within a price range of around £2,000? Let me know. What do you think of it? See you later, guys. Woo! Jumping didn't disappear. So then, that was the worst. Oh, it's because everyone's leaving work, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah.